A big welcome to the South African Rotax Max Championships Round 1 here at Idube Raceway. It's the KwaZulu-Natal Kart Club, and we are looking forward to Round 1 here of this incredible South African Championship.
Lockdown must have been good because you came out firing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very surprised because we were in the bush the whole weekend, struggling to get the kart right, had terrible problems in practice 5. Put me starting 11th for quali, but surprisingly we pulled it out the bag. I don't know how the hell we qualified first.
A big surprise then, eh?
Yeah.
Listen, you're there, and at the front it's always difficult to watch what's coming from behind. Dana's right there as well, but you've got a very competitive pack behind you.
Yeah, you know, it's full of SA champions, people who are experienced overseas, Formula 4 drivers. You know, it's going to be a really tough race, but I'm up for it.
And up for the challenge of hopefully taking it right through the season too.
Of course.
The change up in the season is going to make it difficult.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it's going to be pretty. Yeah, it's going to be an endurance in Swart course, 6 races. So yeah.
Yeah, we're really happy with second place. I lost out a bit to track evolution at the end there. Being the first karts out, we unfortunately didn't have as much rubber as the guys at the back, but not to take any credit away from Tate Bishop, he put in a crack of a lap there to take first place. But I'm very happy with second place and very unexpected. Running myself and don't have the team behind me that most people do, so I'm very proud to have finished second and to be holding the place there.
Nothing wrong with a bit of independence and a bit of confidence.
Not at all.
To get ahead of him though is not going to be easy, particularly at this track. He's gone well. Yeah. But you've really shown you've got the pace, so what's the plan?
Yeah, honestly, no plans. Try not plan it. I try just wing it per se, but it's going to be some hard work tomorrow with a very tight field. I think the top 5 are separated by like a 10th, so honestly it's anybody's game, and it's going to make for some really, really awesome and interesting racing.
I think third place after lockdown is pretty, I think it's what we needed. So I think it's a good place to start. You know, on the right hand side of the track, you get a good jump on the start.
An inside line at turn 1 is always crucial, but there are 2 karts in front of you. What are you going to do to try and get past them?
Look, it's hard to plan beforehand, but I want to try to stick with the guy in first, just see where we go, and if we happen to have the pace, then we'll try to get past.
And plans to stay and maybe do a little bit of a double with a teammate?
Look, that is the plan, but it's racing, anything can happen, so I think tomorrow we just go and drive and just see where we come up.
You're in 4th place, probably not where you want to be on your home track, but it's not a bad place to be here, because this class is so competitive.
Yeah, it's certainly not a bad place, especially when everyone's so close together. But I'm a bit disappointed myself not getting the right lap together. But it looks like we have good race pace, so all to play for tomorrow.
That's important when you've got the heats to play with as well. A competitive class and your teammate right with you.
Yeah, it's always a good thing to have a teammate and someone you can work with. So we look to move forward together and maybe get a 1-2.
That's a good plan to have.
Yeah.
Then moving on, what's the plans for 2020 now that we've got a short season?
We'll see what we can do with the Senior Max Championship, and then I also got the shifter class coming up as well. So we got those 2 championships to look out for and see what we can do.
The pressures on Ben Roman, hangs on to Ben
you can see, and the dry conditions mean that the outside of the track, anywhere off circuit, is going to be very dusty, very dirty. Dane van Heerden just doing an incredible job out front there, soaking up the pressure. Srin Naidu is into second place, and then it's Tate Bishop in third. Visser in fourth place, lose a lot of... Oh, Visser with another big moment. Visser with a big moment coming out of Thunderdome. And the pressure is on there. You can see Jason Kutsia applying the pressure and looking for a chance. Naidu on the inside. Could he get it? Can he make it stick? Oh, he's gone. He's going to go. Naidu forces him wide. Oh, they touched. They've touched, and Srin Naidu goes over the front of Dane van Heerden. Naidu pushing it to the limit and over it. Goes over the nose cone of Dane van Heerden. There'll be a little chat with the COC about that, I'm sure. But it is given an opportunity now for Tate Bishop to run away. No one is going to catch him with the little gap that he's got, unless we can see a little bit more smoother driving coming out of Charles Visser. Srin Naidu has recovered, but unfortunately driving over the man who was trying to overtake coming out of Kangaroo was a big moment there for him. They come out of Thunderdome now. Flat out stuff out of Thunderdome. This is one of the fastest parts of the circuit. It's a bottom triple right-hander. And the carts are basically flat through there. Recovery mode now for Dane van Heerden. He comes up and over pipeline and heads down towards Kangaroo. Can he make up the ground to close things down? He sits in 7th place at the moment. So van Heerden, that's where he lost out. And that's how far back he's dropped. Bishop hanging on and trying to keep them all at bay for another 4.5 laps. Visser has a look. Visser had a big look there, but just maybe showing the wheels. Doesn't quite get up to the pace just yet, but oh, there we go. There's a move. What a move there from Jason Kutsia. Kutsia comes up over the second part of pipeline, and this time he's on the inside line for Hockey Stick. Oh, he slides in. He's got those mojos slipping and sliding. He gets through to second. Jason Kutsia up to second place and moves through. Great dive on the inside there. Set it all up, heading down the hill. Slid into Hockey Stick and got the drive early. He actually squared the corner off almost Supermoto style and went in through there to get up into second place. Now, what is Charles Visser going to do to make the return of the favor? They come up to the top of the hill one more time, and this is absolutely amazing stuff between these guys. Visser hanging on. At this point in time, though, Tate Bishop, with them fighting so hard behind, has got 0.7 seconds. 0.7 seconds of a second there between them. And that might be enough, eh? Very, very close here. Now as they come up. Absolutely brilliant stuff now as they head onto the braking point once again and off. Oh, there you go. Another big look on the inside there from Kutsia. And he had to go defensive this time as opposed to going on the attack because Charles Visser came along with him. It's Burrell ART there of Brent Walden has a dive. He looks on the inside of Visser. Visser shuts the door. We got 2 to go. We start the final lap, I beg your pardon. So final lap has started. We got a K to go in this race, and can they keep it all together? Heading down towards Thunderdome now. Absolutely flat out stuff there on the triple right-hander, now up through the top. And Visser, I think, is not going to have an answer here. Jason Kutsia getting through a few laps ago and finding that maneuver. Here comes Visser, he's good enough. Oh, he's good. He's very close, he's going to have a look here. No. Wasn't quite close enough on the brakes. Let's have a look and see what happens down into Hockey Stick. Tate Bishop under pressure there from Jason Kutsia. Is Kutsia close enough? Bishop, I think, has got enough margin. Bishop has got just enough place to play. They come out of Hockey Stick and across the line for the win. It's Tate Bishop who takes the win there. Jason Kutsia in second. Great move from him. Kutsia comes through for second place. Then it's Charles Visser. Charles Visser beats out Brent Walden. And Walden beats out Srin Naidu. So Srin getting a little bit of maneuver there a little bit earlier on in the race. So you could see the issue that happened there, of course, was not due to the fact that Srin Naidu wasn't going for the win. He had to go and try to get up the inside of Dane van Heerden. Van Heerden recovering so nicely to 7th place after a big incident between himself and Srin Naidu. Srin Naidu actually driving over the nose cone. I'm not quite sure if those results are going to stick. As they get underway now, it's into the starting tram lines. Everybody stays in the tram lines, and it's a good start as they go down. It's a great start from the two Burrell boys as they go 1 and 2 out of turn 1. So it's Walden ahead of Srin. I think Srin might have just got ahead of Brent Walden. Let's wait and see as they come onto that back straight. Yeah, Srin just ahead there of Brent Walden. So it's Burrell ART 1 and 2. Right on their tail, Dane van Heerden. And van Heerden will be looking for a little bit of redemption after race number 1. Him and Srin Naidu coming together just at the exit point of this corner funnel as they go down there. And the two of them came together, and eventually Srin Naidu drove over the nose cone of Dane van Heerden. But all three of them back in the race. Tate Bishop followed by Jason Kutsia as they go down into SMD for the first time in anger. So Srin Naidu ahead of Brent Walden, 0.09 of a second. So 900ths of a second between the two of them. It's half a second between the top five. That's how tight it gets here with Senior Max. Srin Naidu looking back, realizes his teammates on his tail. They're going to try and play the team game here for the Birrell ART team. It's CRG versus Angry. And the man who's angriest at the moment will be Tate Bishop, looking for a chance now to possibly close things down. Remember, those conversions done on 4x4s will be looking possibly to be done here and get that man up to the front end where he was in race one as the pole man. Tate Bishop took the victory in race one, remember, so he'll be looking possibly for 2 out of 2 for the day, but currently down in 4th place, tucked in behind a very competitive first 3 carts on track. Srin Naidu being the first one, Brent Walden the second, and Dane van Heerden in third. Tate Bishop in 4th place, it's Jason Kutsia. I'm sure we'll get picture back any second now, but Jason Kutsia there in 5th place. Charles Visser behind that, Riley Horner, Brandon Smith, Kai van Zyl, and Daniela Mazopi there in 10th. Storm Lanphier, Yifan Lee, and Jack Rowe making up the 13 carts that go at it here full time and flat out for the second heat of Senior Max. Oh, Charles Visser a little bit out of shape there in the background, just getting it onto. And he loses 1 place there to Jason Kutsia. Jason Kutsia now up into the top 5 as he gets ahead of Charles Visser after that small mistake coming out of Thunderdome and putting the wheels on the dirt. Over the top again and back down towards the hockey stick. Srin Naidu, Walden, and Dane van Heerden. Van Heerden is so strong here. Look at Dane having a look through. There's a very good possibility here that Dane van Heerden is looking to pounce. Just return the favor on what happened in the first one. Remember, him and Srin came together. Back into the corkscrew. And back down into Thunderdome as well. So we've got a couple of cameras now back up and running as well, which is fantastic to see as they go up over pipeline. You can just see a little bit of aerial material from these carts as they go over the top there. Incredible to see how fast they go up that hill and then just launch all 4 wheels off the top of pipeline. Now, back down towards funnel. Look in the background as well. Just keep an eye out on Riley Horner. Also starting to close in on that second group. Now they head down towards a very tricky part. Oh, there's a move. Big move. 4th place, change up. Visser sneaks through. Gets ahead of Tate Bishop. Bishop demoted down. Visser up to 4. Bishop actually down 2 positions because Jason Kutsia's dived through as well. So it's Tony Cott, CRG, and Angry going at it. Riley Horner not too far behind. A 4, 5, and 6th place battle starting to heat up. 7th place in there as well with Riley Horner just tucked in behind there in the second of the Tony Cots. So it's a bit of a Tony Cott sandwich at the back there for that second group. Led out by Charles Visser. Riley Horner at the back. Horner had a look and just tries to make his way through there on Tate Bishop in the Angry. And Angry sponsored car now looking for a chance as they go down. Coming through to the closing stages here of Heat 2 of Senior Max. And Senior Max is absolutely incredible action that we've seen so far. It's a possibility of a win going to Srin Naidu. Brent Walden in second, and Dane van Heerden is all over the back of Walden. Can he find a way past? Van Heerden looking for a chance now if he can, as they head down for the penultimate time towards SMD hockey stick. Across the line one more time and into the last lap of action. Dane van Heerden, has he got what it takes now to get through on Brent Walden? Charles Visser's got a bit of a gap now, and Kutsia should be able to hang on to that one for the top 5. Tate Bishop is going to go from race 1 winner to 6th place in race 2 unless he can do something here on this last lap, and it's highly unlikely. Srin Naidu with 2 corners to go. Back down towards hockey stick for the last time. Srin Naidu, very good chance here. He's going to take the victory. Yes, he is. Shren Naidu is going to take the win ahead of Brent Walden. Walden is going to hang on. Yes, he is. Walden hangs on for second place. It's Dane van Heerden who comes through for third. Great drive from Charles Visser for fourth place, and Jason Kutsia for the top 5. Tate Bishop, race 1 winner in 6. They come out of starters' orders now and into the slots for the tram lines. Flag drops, and here we go. Dane van Heerden really diving through. He got a great start there. Goes side by side with Tate Bishop as they come out of turn 1 and head down towards Corkscrew. It's Tate Bishop who just gets ahead there of Dane van Heerden, but a phenomenal start at the front end. And Charles Visser looks like he's going to try and get his head down and get away. Second place, Brent Walden. Then you've got tucked in behind him Shren Naidu, Tate Bishop, Dane van Heerden as they come up and through the top end. Little touch there from Kai van Zyl. Van Zyl getting a tap, I think, from Riley Horner as they went over the top of pipeline. A little bit of rubbing and racing and happening at thick and fast pace here in this incredible senior max class. Down towards the famous hockey stick corner. SMD are the sponsorship of that corner for a long, long time now, and great to have the likes of Sean Dermody and his team behind that corner as they go into the first lap in anger and complete it. Visser sets the fastest lap of that particular run, 46 dead, coming out of Visser to beat Walden, Naidu, Bishop and van Heerden to the line. And they've still got, of course, 14 laps of action to come your way here for Senior Max. Visser ahead of the 2 Burrell ART machines, and then it's the Angry Cart CRG, followed by a second CRG across the top of the hill and over pipeline. Coming into the bottom end of the field, remember we've still got some battles happening through that pack as well, not only the first 5 carts, but looks like Brent Walden trying to close down on Charles Visser. Visser could be in a bit of trouble now, that both of those Burrell ART carts closing down on Visser. Tony Cott, Burrell ART, there's a move from Shren Naidu on his teammate. Gets through nicely to get through into turn 1 and make it stick into second place. So Naidu up to second and Walden down to third. Behind that, it's Tate Bishop. And the angry man is looking relatively a lot angrier than what he was in the second heat. Remember, he finished down in 6th place. It's not really a full-on straight, but it is a relatively straight line that you can get heading through the 2 little kinks up that back straight away. And as they head down onto the braking point, do we see a move coming from the back? We do indeed. Great little late dive there from unbelievable stuff. Kai van Zyl having some fighting of his own to do in that second pack of carts as well. As they come across the line, you can see that maneuver has paid off. Jason Kutsia now losing out. And it is a big move. Oh, lead change into turn 1. Didn't expect that. Here comes Shren Naidu and just hangs on. Naidu going through Corkscrew just ahead. Unbelievable stuff. Giving Mr. Liebenberg a little bit of worries of his own here for the team. But Tony Cart into the meat of sandwich between the 2 Burrell machines out front. Shren left that very late. Here comes the return of the favour though. And a change up again for the lead. Coming back over the top of the reverse. It's Visser back at the front ahead of Naidu. A little bit smoother run there, and now as they come through, watch the second pack of that leading group. Jason Kutsia, Riley Horner and Kai van Zyl all fighting hard. And in fact, as they come across the line there, Riley Horner is, well, there's a move from Tate Bishop on Kutsia. Bishop returns the favour, gets ahead of his CRG machine of Jason Kutsia, but the first 4 carts now pulling away ever so slightly. Visser with 4 to go. Charles Visser, Shren Naidu, Brent Walden, Dane van Heerden. Van Heerden's lost some ground though to Walden. As I said, Walden just, well, he's upped his pace slightly, but he's not quite on the same kind of pace he was earlier on. He did a 45-2, he's able to do 45 deads, but he's not up to that pace yet. But Shren Naidu certainly upping the pace. 45.006 from Shren Naidu. Certainly the fastest lap we've seen all day in Senior Max, and now pushing it to the limit to try and close and get past on Charles Visser. Visser goes defensive out of the reverse pipeline. They head down towards hockey stick one more time. Tony Cott's got a good turn of pace down the hill. It really has, and it's the differential there between the Burrell and the Tony Cott. Visser's got good lines, and he's just able to carry the corner speed and get the drive. And you can see him pull just half a cart length. There you go. I saw Shren Naidu just go across to the richening and just richen up that engine ever so slightly, putting it over. And hopefully going to get a little bit of extra drive up the hill now to have a go at Charles Visser. Remember, this is the defending champion that they're fighting with at the front end. And here we go, Naidu on the inside. Srin Naidu dives up the inside, has a big look into funnel and makes it stick. So Srin Naidu's got to the front. Here comes Walden around the outside of Visser as well. Charles Visser fighting by himself out there with the two Burrell boys. And teamwork up for grabs here. Oh, and a late move there. Charles Visser dives through to get ahead of Srin Naidu as he runs ever so slightly wide. Visser back into the front. Here comes Srin. Walden's on his tail. Brent Walden wants through. Srin Naidu's on his, he's on his hit list. There'll be no team orders down at Burrell. They'll have to all fight it out for themselves. The only one that I'm sure that Corey's told them is don't take each other out. And they're hanging on for dear life here for a second and third. But behind them, watch out. Dane van Heerden has seen some blood in the water. And it's got a bit of red and white flavor to it. Van Heerden's now right onto the back end of Walden. A lap and 2 corners to go there for these 4 carts. It's Charles Visser, Srin Naidu, Brent Walden, and Dane van Heerden. Late braking from Walden. He goes up right onto the closing and onto the bumper. And last lap is started now for Heat 3 of Senior Max. What an incredible dice we've had here. What is going to happen? Is there still some more drama to unfold here in the closing stages? Up to the top of the hill. Srin Naidu trying to get the bounce on the cart to get a little bit more extra drive up the hill. He can see Charles Visser pulling away. The reigning champion looks like he's going to take the 3rd heat of the day here. If he can just keep it all together for the braking point here. Srin is late on the brakes, but not late enough to get through on Charles Visser. Visser hangs on. Visser going to go right to the line now. Can he keep it all together for the last corner? There's enough space there. Srin Naidu won't be able to come from that far back to outrun him. And it's going to be Visser from Naidu. And across the line, incredible dice to finish up there. Visser takes it. Srin Naidu comes through for an incredible 2nd place. It's Brent Walden for 3rd. 4th place, Dane van Heerden. He will definitely stay in contention for some great, consistent driving all day long. And in 5th place, Jason Kutsia comes through for the 5th place there, being helped out this weekend, of course, by his good friend, Yuri Swart. There's confirmation of the unofficial results. Visser from Naidu, Walden from Van Heerden, Jason Kutsia and Riley Horner. Tate Bishop, Kai van Zyl and Brandon Smith making up the top 9. We've seen Tate Bishop take a win. We've seen Srin Naidu take a win. We've seen Charles Visser take a win. It's Srin Naidu and Charles Visser on the front row ahead of Brent Walden as they go into turn 1. Tate Bishop there into 5th place, tucked in just behind Jason Kutsia, who snuck up into what is going to be 4th place on track as they come out of Thunderdome for the first time. It is Kutsia from Bishop. And then just behind that, lining up, is Riley Horner and Brandon Smith. Better start there from Brandon Smith. They come flying over pipeline and down onto the brakes into funnel corner. Srin, Charles, Brent Walden as Charles has a look down into the first part and gets through but runs a little hot. Oh, and he gets tagged. The 2 Burrells there coming and fighting hard, and it looks like Brent Walden might lose out here to Jason Kutsia. No, it's Charles Visser who loses out to Jason Kutsia. Brent Walden up in his 2nd place after the tag there between Srin Naidu coming into Thunderdome. There's a big yellow flag waving, so somebody must be off on the track on the sideline somewhere. Not quite sure who it is, but as they get up to the top of the hill, there is a cart stricken on the right-hand side of that shot, just at the bottom of the hill. Maybe our cameraman can try and pick up who that is, but it's Srin Naidu who leads out over Brent Walden. Charles Visser now looking to try and close things down as he lost a little bit of ground there as he got tagged by Srin Naidu coming into hockey stick where they're heading right now. He's lost about 2 cart lengths to the 3rd place man, who's now, of course, Jason Kutsia. And Kutsia ahead of Visser, Tate Bishop, and then behind them, Riley Horner. Srin Naidu, fastest on track at the moment. 45.205. That's almost half a second quicker than anybody else out there. So he's going to try and push it as hard as he can. It's 0.2 of a second at this stage. Ahead of Brent Walden, who's just keeping him honest. Walden there in 1 and 2 behind his teammate Srin Naidu. But 3 and 4, watch out for Charles Visser. Visser on Kutsia. Heading up the back now into a possible overtaking. And a possible overtaking. How would you like that? Around the outside of the right-hander up to pipeline. There's not a lot of guys who can pull that maneuver off, but Charles Visser just made it stick around the outside of Jason Kutsia. heading to pipeline, not even over pipeline. Visser to third. The two Cape Town boys having some fun and games together there. Visser just ahead now, he's Cape Town compatriot Jason Kutsia. So those two now trying to work together. Maybe they're going to work together to try and get to the two Burrell boys. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Walden in trouble though. So here comes Visser. Charles Visser has bridged that gap. He's now right behind the Burrell in second. And he's got 2 laps to try and get past him. Is that enough time? Will he be able to find a way through there on Brent Walden and put a Tony Kart in between the possibility of a 1-2 there for Burrell ART? 1/10 on the last lap. He's got to find a second though. And well, he's right there now. Look at that. How late on the brakes do you want to be as you go through pipeline? Have a look down onto the breakers now. Visser looks on the inside. Oh, not quite there just yet, but Walden's under pressure now. Brent Walden with Charles Visser all over the back of him, looking for a way through. Dangerous times here for Brent Walden. Is it going to be a Burrell ART 1-2, or is Visser going to spoil the day? As I said, if Srin Naidu gets the victory, there's a possibility he'll get the overall and then lead the championship heading into round 2 at Swartkops in a month's time. Watch the late stuff here watch the late roll-off here from Charles Visser. He waits right until the last minute, rolls off and climbs straight back on that loud pedal to go high-flying and all 4 wheels off the ground over pipeline. He's close enough to have a go, but he doesn't go into the final corner. It's going to go down towards Hockey Stick. It's going to be Srin Naidu for the win, but who's going to have second place? Here they go. Down towards Hockey Stick for the last time. Brent Walden is cool as a cucumber. He was not worried about that overtaking maneuver one bit. It's Burrell ART 1 and 2. And some happy Burrell support up on the top grandstand here from their pit crew. And that's an incredible day's effort there. So it's Srin Naidu who takes the win. He will win out over Brent Walden, making it a 1-2 for Burrell ART. Charles Visser comes through for a great third place. It's Jason Kutsia finishing up in 4th and Riley Horner in 5th place.
It was a good weekend. Not perfect, but it was as good as we can get it. So I'm happy with that. Got the championship lead and see what we can do next round.
But it got very physical at the front of the class, eh?
Yeah, I expected that. Whenever every driver is so good and our equipment is so even, yeah, I expect it to be a fight every single time we get into the kart. So I was happy with that.
How much, when you're in a race like this, where things are so even, how much does home advantage mean?
I'm not too sure how much home advantage means, but certainly I feel that I do have an advantage here since I've been practicing here a lot and I got all the setup right here. So we'll have to see at their homes and see what happens.
Looking forward to Pretoria, Swartkops?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You can see what happens there and see where you can go with the championship. So I'm excited and yeah.
Defending a title is always difficult, but what would you say about this weekend's result?
Obviously today I was running 201, the championship number. It's always difficult, there's always criticism everywhere, but further I say actually went okay, not too bad considering I qualified P7, had a couple of good podiums and stuff, but championship's still long, so we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, you guys came all the way from Cape Town. You did not have to come here, but at least you going away here, second of a championship. So it means that at your home track in Cape Town, where you're always strong, if things go wrong, it helps you.
Yes, especially I can leave with some pride this weekend because we came out, we haven't tested the new Mojo D5 tires. It was a stepping stone for all of us, but luckily I figured it out quick. And today it was okay, it wasn't too bad. I had an incident more or less, but at the end, the racing drivers don't make decisions, the stewards do. So.